Okay, we're going after the rats. Rats unlock a few useful things. They will get us the flying feline boots, most especially. Those are very, very helpful. Also, toxic mist and dung pies. They're pretty nice. So for spells, we want lingering flame, 2 fireballs, and helmet. That's all we need. We're not going to be going for the soul appease strat. That's the other strat I've seen people go for on Rat Vanguard. It's pretty quick, or at least it can be. It's not bad, but it's not as safe as what we're going to do. Soul Appease is very slow to cast and it locks you in place, so you have to be pretty careful when you use it. And you can't really control when the boss spawns necessarily. That can be a bit tricky. But mostly you have to kill the boss with the rapier when you use Soul Appease. And that's not bad. It's not too hard. But there is still a chance you miss an attack, or the boss does something. The boss has some quick attacks. Like something could go wrong. It's not bad. Go for it if you want, but it's never going to be as safe as Lingering Flame. So sticking with Lingering Flame for this. Also, we already have Lingering Flame. We need it for other things, and Soul Appease is not useful anywhere else. So it's kind of a waste to get it just for this fight. Alright, going down to Grave of Saints, equip the cat ring. We're going to take just 1 drop. We don't need to unequip all of our weight anymore. We have enough health. 1 heal, 1 single Estus after the first drop, and that should put us in RTSR when we reach Grave of Saints. Perfect. Now we're going to breeze through this area. Ready your Alluring Skulls. The rats do not respawn to your end. And we're just going to one-shot everything. Start through this door, then fall back. That'll trigger 4 rats, lure them into the choke. They can't surround us, and they're very easy to pick off. You shoot them one by one as they appear. Okay. So we have our +8 Pyro for now. We could be using Fireball for the rats in the boss fight. That might save some arrows. Not a bad strat. It should almost always work. I'm going to use arrows because it's just marginally safer. There's a tiny, tiny chance that Fireball splash damage kills 2 rats at exactly the wrong moment. Triggers the boss when we're not ready, and that would be bad. Highly, highly unlikely, but throw is just a little safer, so that's what we're going to do. Now, we lower that bridge for Rhoy. If up this ladder, we'll get invaded by Rhoy. And he will block the path to the fog gate, and there'll be 3 rats that come at us from behind. It's a really bad spot. So we're going to trigger him and lure him out instead. Walk up to the ladder. Yep, he's invading. Cool. And fall back. Run across the bridge. Up here to the end of this path. Not all the way to the end. You don't want to like touch this other drawbridge because that can mess with Roy's pathing. So just going to hang out here near the end, but not completely at the end. Now Rhoy will come running up the stairs. We can drop behind him and run to the fog gate, no problem. Plan for the boss is to toss skulls, shoot 1 rat, rinse and repeat. Keep careful count of your kills. That's the most important thing in this fight. We need to control when the boss spawns so we can plant a trap, a lingering flame trap for him. The boss spawns after 10 kills. So we're going to keep very careful count. And at 9 we will pause and then prepare for the boss. Here we go. Toss the skull. Try not to stand exactly where the rats spawn, by the way. I'm going to be a little bit away from him, so like that's 1 spawn point right there. We don't want to stand exactly on top of it. Because that could cause a rat to attack us very suddenly. Not fun. Anyway, there's 1. We're going to kind of group up the rats in the distant corner over here. And then do not lose count. 2. If you do lose count, probably just bone out, try again. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Okay, and now we just kind of chuck skulls for a little while. Let the rats respawn and group up in that corner. Far away from us, far away from the boss. Oh, shoot. Not sure how that happened, but I don't like it. Let's get away from that. Okay. Yeah, I think all the rats are respawned now. We're just going to group them up in this corner. That's not a good skull. Group up in the corner, far, far away. Now let's prepare Pyro plane. Yep, I already got it. Good. We'll drop 2 lingering flames where the boss lands. 1 skull, 2 skull, and trigger the boss with 10th kill. And let the lingering flames do the rest. GG. Never gonna get any safer than that. Okay, now we join the Covenant. This will allow us to buy some Dung Pies, and also makes it so the enemies in Pharaohs will just leave us alone. We have a free path to the boss. Okay, get 20 Dung Pies, and that should be like at least 10 more than we actually need. Shouldn't run out. And we can come back and buy more if we really need to. 20 is plenty. And now we're going to Pharaohs. The next boss. This is the rat boss that can be actually scary, but in this run, it should be very safe. Okay. So yeah, because we're in a Covenant, we don't get invaded here, none of the enemies attack us, we just have a free path through. We'll just walk to the boss, set up RTSR along the way. There is some free loot we can get here. Not all is required. Nearly all can be skipped, to be honest. Over here we got a couple of amber herbs, could be nice. They're pretty quick to get. Up here there's a 2k soul, I believe, or was it 3k? It's some souls, that's all. And it's right next to our path, so we'll grab this too. We could get a Twinkling Titanite and a Faint Stone here as well, but we just don't need it, not gonna bother. Over here, there's another soul and a free lockstone. Across the way over there is an 8k soul, but it is kind of out of the way. I'm going to skip that one. Get it if you want more souls. Now we prep for the boss. We are going to want max cast speed gear. Remove all unnecessary weight. Not going to need any of this stuff. We want cast speed, RTSR, and let's see, Chloranthe, yes. We don't even need the 4th ring. We'll remove that just to clear up a bit of extra weight. And now here's where things get interesting. Okay. So we've got our power flame, we've got our lingering flames. Now the boss doesn't trigger right away, which is why this strat works. We can have time to set up. So the setup is turn back, step into the middle of the fog gate, touch the fog gate. We're going to turn, aim for the leftmost rat, roll forward 3 times, back step once. That should put us in a good spot. Now we're going to bright bug, and we're going to cast all 5 lingering flames. 3, then stamina, then 2. And we have to move quickly once we cast the first lingering flame, or it will time out and the boss won't die immediately. That's actually okay, as long as we get 4 hits, we'll still be fine. But ideally, you want the instant kill, of course. So, here we go. It's going to be Bright Bug. 3 flames. After the 3rd flame, we're going to back up a step, because each step kind of moves us forward. Wait for stamina. Make another 3 flames on top of those. And while stamina regens, we'll try and back off, switch to our bow, and we need to, as soon as stamina regens, we got to quickly clear these rats. Snipe the rats. Snipe the rats. Good. Got it. GG. Now, if the boss doesn't die there, it means you were a little too slow. You didn't get the fifth flame. The first flame timed out. If that happens, it's okay. 4 flames will still weaken the boss, so it can't do its dangerous charge attack anymore. You can just run away and kite him with arrows. He'll be very low health. It should only be a few shots, and he's easy to kite when he's weakened. So that's the backup, but hopefully you won't need it. Okay, that went well. Moving on. And also now this gets us a free path to Gavlan. No enemies aggroed, so we have all the time in the world. We'll come over here. Now Gavlan sells infinite poison arrows. We'll pick up, say 300 of these. That should be plenty. And we have a few things to sell. Just a couple of items this time around. Sell some life gems. We can sell some effigies. We can sell a petrified dragon bone. That'll do. Okay. Alright. We got a re-equip. And then we'll just do a bit of shopping before we move on. So, because we took out the first rat, Vanguard, we can go to Straid and get Toxic Mist. Let's do that right now before we accidentally crush the soul. And then we'll stop by Majula for those boots. So we'll trade with Straid, Toxic Mist. Very useful spell. Fortunately not too useful in this run, but we will get some value out of it. It can be nice at Gank Squad. And a few other spots besides. And next we'll head over to our friend the cat. With both the rat bosses down, she will sell us the boots. These boots are very nice. You could just kind of put them on all the time. They don't reduce fall damage quite as much as Cat Ring, but they're close. And that can prevent us from dying when we're at RTSR from some small falls. They're very convenient because they don't take a ring slot. So yeah, you could just put these on and kind of leave them on all the time. I'm still going to switch to Sidora whenever we don't need the reduced falls, just for a tiny bit extra souls, but you don't really need to worry about that. Alright. Next stop, Rune Sentinels. Nothing, fog, Clearance, and Hunger. There we go. Next split. Let's go.